if you're a person of high character and you're willing to do the right things in order to get the right result, stop worrying about getting the no's and start thinking about, how can I identify the type of customer that I really want to do business with? How can I start being the type of person that they really want to do business with? And how can I make sure that I ask the right questions so I can identify the problem that they actually have and show how this solution is a way to change their circumstances? Hello and welcome. This is Brian Delaney with Unlock Potential, where we get together with top experts in their field who have simple, profound advice to help you and I live better lives, to be able to be more fit to serve the people around us and answer that question, the question that nags within all of us: how good can I be and how great can I make it for people around me? When it comes to handling rejection in sales, the first thing you have to do is you have to start learning how to build calluses, right? We learn how to build calluses on our hands. I remember being in construction, seeing the guys who had been doing it for 20, 30 years. Their hands were tough. They could pick up a bundle of nails out of the box and have no problem. And I felt like I needed to wear a pair of gloves, right? Because it wasn't that the nails were doing anything purposefully to me. It was just the response was sharp. And so when I got into sales and I had to start learning how to do that, I had to learn how to, number one, depersonalize what was happening, right? That's such a big deal, because people hear no and they hear, I must be terrible. Like, it always goes to the furthest place. I remember the first times hearing no, I was like, but I'm not going to be able to feed my family. And like, I'm really counting on this to happen. And this all has to work out. And what if I suck at this? And what if so we have to depersonalize the no and just understand that this is a numbers game before it's a people business. It's a numbers game before it's a people business. So if we can learn how to depersonalize the no and start to build a vision for success, we're halfway there. Because most people who get into sales, their most clear vision is a vision for failure. Well, if I go all in on this and I try to do this and it doesn't end up working out, then what my mother-in-law said about me is going to be right, and my family, we won't have food. And instead of saying, what if it does work out? What if you could do anything and you didn't fail right now? What would be the best place for you to act strategically and quickly in your business? How would you act? If urgency was over half the recipe and you were trying to do the next best thing right now in your business, what would you do? And just take it back down to that moment, build a vision for a future that's successful, and get rid of all those no's that hurt you. Because, your mom telling you may not be able to have a cookie when you were young, that might have been personal, but your business is not. Your business is not. And building those calluses on your hands through listening to motivational videos, through reading, through elevating your perspective, that's going to be how you get past it and actually get to serve people. Because in order to serve people, typically you have to get 3 to 5 to maybe even 7 no's before they even trust you to serve them. And so maybe that's not a rejecting exercise. Maybe that's just a permissive exercise. They're just trying to make sure that you're willing to work to get permission to add values to them. And they're scared of being sold something that they can't afford or don't need. But you're not that type of person, so you don't have to worry about that. Like, that's the thing you have to realize is, if you're a person of high character and you're willing to do the right things in order to get the right result, stop worrying about getting the no's and start thinking about, how can I identify the type of customer that I really want to do business with? How can I start being the type of person that they really want to do business with? And how can I make sure that I ask the right questions so I can identify the problem that they actually have and show how this solution is a way to change their circumstances? You do those things, money's going to flow to you. It's not going to have a choice. It's going to be an inevitable outcome of your unstoppable work. The way you learn from a no is to get through those no's as quickly as possible and have just eke out success. Like, don't try to do it well, do it dirty. Like, just get to the next yes. Do the best you can. Make sure you don't violate any of your values or anything that's important in all of that. But just get to the yes, and you'll learn what was different about that time as compared to all the other times. And what often happens when we get no's, we realize we didn't put it all out there on the table as well. There were some things that we could have said differently that would have changed the trajectory of the whole situation. It would have changed the whole situation. I remember walking out of appointments when I was doing direct sales and slamming my hands on my steering wheel and saying, I should have said this. I should have said this. And I remember that never again moment. And I believe success is built on a mountain of never again moments. I remember that never again moment where I said, I will never leave an appointment without saying exactly what needs to be said in that moment, because that's where I was holding back was causing me the most pain. Not what they were doing, but what I was refusing to do because I was afraid of rejection. Thank you all for joining our conversations. We're developing this platform for simple, profound tools and techniques that can help you get the best out of your life and, more importantly, unlock potential. You can find me across all social platforms at The Brian Delaney, and online, come visit us at thebriandelaney.com.